Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land under the frame, and the home of the brave?
Don't be afraid, this is a low fat, and you are listening to HonestAnswerRadio.com. Now, where is the egg roll you guys promised me?
The views and opinions expressed on the Honest Answer Radio show are the opinions of Honest Answer Media and no one else. If you're hearing a syndicated broadcast of this show, don't hold it against the broadcaster. Rather, congratulate them on their openness, tolerance, and respect for the First Amendment to the Constitution of the United States of America. Thank you very much.
There's something happening here, but what it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
Welcome to Honest Answer Radio here on HonestAnswerRadio.com, where we are bashing the mainstream media in the teeth every chance we get. And tonight, we're going to do some mainstream media in the teeth bashing and politician in the teeth bashing. There's going to be a lot of people getting their comeuppance this evening. And if this is your first time tuning in to us, I'm going to be the Marty half of your dynamic hosting duo.
And tonight, because due to a government shutdown, it can only be the Honest Answer tonight, not any of the other shows that I do. I'll be the Casey half.
Well, I'm awful glad to have you, in this house this evening, even though the government has shut down and all of those federal employees, man, let's see, the economy shut down today, didn't it? I mean, didn't the Wall Street, didn't it crash to the point that there's no saving it? People jumping out of buildings?
Actually, no, the stock market's actually doing okay today.
Really? But
yeah.
Casey, the government shut down today. I heard it on TV. They said the government shut down.
In Huntsville, Alabama, those folks there will actually feel it because NASA has a whole lot of quote-unquote non-essential personnel. Yeah. Now, I just have a hard time. I would hate to think of that I was considered non-essential. And if I worked for NASA right now, I'd be pretty darn mad at Harry Reid and Barack Obama.
Well, not just NASA. What about all the national parks? Man, I heard Harry Reid today. Oh, Casey, it was so pitiful. Harry said that Lake Mead is closed. Lake Mead, Casey, it closed.
You know what else?
Nobody could recreate.
You know what else?
Fish or nothing.
You know what else was closed?
What?
Nobody could get in today to the World War II monument in Washington. Oh, wait.
Wait a minute.
A whole bunch of people's pawpaws that fought in World War II actually just took the barriers down and wheeled their selves right on in there, because for some of those folks, some of them are in their 90s. This might be the last chance they get to see this thing.
That's right.
And
man, they saw that. And can you just imagine some of them old men talking about, wait, I went up Mount Suribachi and had people shooting at me and had veins in my teeth and you see me in this wheelchair.
In the Group W wheelchair.
In the Group W wheelchair. I'll just don't worry about it. I'll move that barrier. Let me get up out of this wheelchair. I got this. I would have loved to have seen that, man. Just to have seen those warriors just moving those barriers aside. And then he had Harry Reid talking about Lake Mead's closed.
I heard that a couple of Congress folks actually went out there and made sure that those folks was left alone.
But I don't our hat off to them. Don't know who they were.
I don't know who they were. I didn't get to hear that part. They were probably Republicans, because see, I was listening to this on NBC, and they wouldn't going to say that a Republican did anything nice for anybody.
It was probably a Republican because there wasn't a press release written about it.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
dude, let me tell you, since we're on this subject of the shutdown,
but we're going to be on this subject for a while.
What a coincidence! I happen to have yet another veritable cornucopia of audio goodness.
Didn't you say you threw out the number 9?
Number 9. No, wait, that's the White Album. My bad. Yeah, I got like 9 audio clips tonight. One of them might be a little lengthy for our standards. It's a little over 3 minutes, but man, I couldn't cut it. I tried to cut it as much as possible, but I felt every little bit was essential. And I hope that everybody's ADD doesn't get the best of them at hearing it. But let me tell you what we got on our plate, all right? Our full plate.
Read us the menu.
We got, for your listening pleasure, Harry Reid whining about the shutdown. We got Mitch McConnell whining about Harry Reid, whining about the shutdown. We got Nancy Pelosi whining about Mitch McConnell, whining about Harry Reid, whining about the shutdown. We've got Mika Brzezinski whining about everything about that the Republicans had to do with this shutdown and how it's all the Republicans' fault. We have Barack Obama himself, the big B. Diddy, whining about the shutdown. Republicans, I had my health care, and that had to be
that ranks up there with you won't have Dick Nixon to kick around anymore for whining in a political speech.
I mean,
after Bibi Netanyahu got up and knocked one out of the park.
Man, what a speech that was! The last line of it was the best line of it. I even had to put that on my Facebook page this afternoon. I don't think Bibi can, officially lay claim to, to its origins, but I thought it was really cool. And as soon as I scroll down here and my computer starts going that little round and round thing, I want to make sure I get it right. Doobie-doobie-doo. Just bear with me just a second now. It was
Well,
good.
you know,
It's worth
any
the wait,
minute
man.
now. Any minute now.
He said, the people of Israel have come never to be uprooted again. To Iran, that's pretty much saying, don't try it. We're here. To the Palestinians who want us removed,
Why does it just, I mean, now look,
We're
I
here.
understand that Israel has a huge stake in being very, very realistic about what the Iranians are up to.
right.
Why can't our president, though, since they are our most important ally in the Middle East,
Mm-hmm.
why can't Barack Obama stand up and take Israel's side in this, or at least echo what Benjamin Netanyahu is saying about Iran?
It couldn't have anything to do with the fact that he was educated in the early years of his life in a madrasa. That couldn't have any play at all. at all.
Now you're just
even
reaching.
Even though he himself have said that those formative years is what shaped his worldview, or helped
he
shape
wrote about
his worldview.
He wrote about that.
He did. It's a great audio book. But you know what, though?
What?
You can't get the audio book with him reading it anymore. Now,
Because he's too big to be reading his own book. Yeah.
Fortunately, those of us that had an Audible account years and years ago, we still got that. But it's great to hear it in his own voice. Some of the things he reveals about his time in those madrasas, and people think, well, why does he? Why is he treating Israel this way? I'm sorry, but we tried to tell you people before he was even elected that kind of upbringing was a little bit on the questionable.
We tried to tell you before he was reelected. Of course, now the thing is, our regular listeners, they heard it. They heard it, and they had no intentions of voting for Barack Obama anyway. So most of the Honest Answers listening audience can cheerfully put on their Facebook status the same thing that I think Dennis Miller puts it up every day. Don't look at me. I didn't vote for him.
Well,
I mean,
but dude, that wasn't all the audio we got. Got a little sidetracked there with a squirrel, but that's not it. Dude, we got yesterday I put on our website a video of a CNN anchor and a couple of GOP reps.
Ashley Banfield was the CNN anchor. She used to be with MSNBC, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. And, I heard Glenn Beck today saying she'll probably be with Fox next month, because that's just the way it goes in the mainstream media circuit. It's a revolving door. But I've got
either that or she'll be working for the White House.
Yeah, true. I've got the best part of that little back and forth. Man, take my hat off to that particular congressman boy. He anyway, I got Rush Limbaugh's take on the way the mainstream press is handling this, because I think you know how
I heard that this morning. I mean, I listened to him saying it. So
I mean that particular one's he's got a beef with the AP, but there's a whole lot of folks that get there.
Yeah, well, see, Rush is a man who can focus. He could actually be saying most of this stuff about, any media organ that you can think of, up to and including Fox, and he would be right, but he focuses because he's a diligent sort, and he focuses on the AP, but his words ring true for
absolutely. Now, the last bit of audio I've got tonight, I got Chris Matthews saying something about Ted Cruz that I had to go, and actually listen to it again just to make sure that I heard it right.
I don't think I've heard this one.
After listening to it a few times, I figured out, okay, all right, it's not as nice as I thought as it sounded at first. But you got to hear it to believe it, and I'm glad I've got him, on tape saying it, because he'll probably never admit that he used those words again.
But I tell you what, before we start launching into the video clips, the audio clips, I did want to bring up just a small something to start the evening off on the right. on the right note. Piers Morgan